Welcome everyone to the quiz that's louder than a vuvuzela at a Springboks game. I'm your host, Philip Bass, and this is Leon. Too slow, Leon. And today we've got two rock aficionados ready to test their knowledge of South Africa's legendary music scene. Let's meet them. First up, we've got Paul Gioia. How's it going, Paul?
How's it, friends? How's it? Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
And facing off is the legendary Jay Bones. How's it, Jay? How you doing?
Hola. It's good to be here. I'm doing well, man. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. So I have a couple of questions for you guys before we're going to get into the whole thing. So, Paul, you're doing ATFN. That's your main gig thing. Slashdogs is probably, I don't know, you guys never split up or anything. That's been going for 28 years. And you guys got something new that you and Jay are busy with.
That's true. Yeah. The band is called Behated. And it's Jay and myself, Steph from Misled, Brad Wiggins from Slippery When Wet, and Albile Kambule, our Slashdogs drummer, who's just joined us now, and it's so cool, man. It's been such a fun time with those guys, and amped for you guys to hear the music.
Yeah,
live, that is.
So, but you guys started off as a 3-piece, so you guys expanded, or was it from the beginning that you guys were 5-piece?
I think they started off as a 2-piece, and then I attached myself to it.
well, that's another question that I want to. Actually, two questions. Who decided Steph must sing, and then Jay, how did you get involved?
I think Steph. I spoke to Steph somehow along the way, and he sent me a song, and I was like, I got to get involved in this. It was just a cool song. We call it Darkness, but it's a tar suit for the soul. And then I thought, it sounds like, I can play the bass. I want to play the bass, So I just thought of it as a real cool opportunity to play bass, to do some backing, like take a different role. And also the song that I heard was so tight that I thought, this is the right thing to get involved in. So
amazing, man. I've listened to a couple of the songs that you guys released. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, that's
guys. It's exactly. It's what we need right now. It's very nice, very fresh. It's beloved to be hated, my friends. It's very nice.
We got the haters and the behated. And Steph was writing the songs, which is great because he's a great songwriter. So he naturally just was singing. So it was like cool and great chance to work with Paul. So so hey, roll on.
Yeah, we're looking forward to you guys dropping it. Hopefully me and Leon can come check you guys live sometime. It seems like we're all over South Africa, all four of us, which makes it quite interesting as well. And,
we're so international.
We're so international.
Yeah.
Now, Paul, a while ago, you posted something, and it was absolutely fascinating to me because I'm a gamer. And you guys were developing...
You're a gamer?
A gamer. And you guys were developing a computer game. And it's called Poached Hunt the Hunted.
Yeah.
And I also saw that you guys got a radio station inside the game. And, I mean, the bands that you guys got on that playlist is absolutely mind-blowing cool. I mean, there's some Fuzzy in there, Foko Politica. There's quite a lot of bands. How did you manage to get everybody on board? And do you have to pay them royalties?
No, South African rules, bro. You do first and then ask questions later, bro.
Nice. Yes.
Quite a charming smile. It kind of works as well.
Just being friendly.
Yeah. Hey, you guys want to give us your music to play on a game? You won't get paid, and chances are only like 5 people are going to play it. So
it'll be cool. Great, right? Cool. Yeah, no, I think the winner, and immediately that's enticing as hell. You just can't help but.
Yeah. Who could say no to that?
But I must say, there's very few games that gets developed in South Africa. Point, and then
For sure.
getting the bands involved with that's iconic. So
Yeah, I know.
This must be the very first game with South African soundtrack. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it definitely is. And I must say that the developers, look, I'm not a programmer's ass. Like I can barely find the on switch to my computer, but like a friend of mine, Robert Rumney, he runs a company called Ingozi Games, and for the last 4 or 5 years he's been developing this South African shooter quest thing. It's very involved. I mean, it's an entire shooter, but it's also kind of like Skyrim, where you got to forage and you have to build things, and you can braai and you can brew your own mampur, and you can like go to the shebeen and like drink asshole lager.
When we drink asshole.
Yeah, exactly. So and then he included some vehicle missions, and we thought, fuck, we have to make a radio station like GTA or something. So myself and Tim Bland and Jared Sassman, we painstakingly created. We've made 2. We're gonna add another 3. But like just like GTA, with all the fake ads and fake news stories and jingles, and it was so much fun. Yeah.
it sounds amazing, man. Like really cool. And if there's people listening to this podcast, you can get the game on Steam, and go check it out. Definitely, it's
Thanks so much.
pretty freaking epic, man. Definitely.
Thanks,
Jay, I want to ask you something. Okay, you're doing quite a lot of side projects currently, but Fuzzy is still going as well. You guys released, I think your last song came out October last year.
October last year, I think so. Maybe, I think it was sometime last year and the year before we released. To be honest, we haven't played since I think about July last year, so it's been a while. So I mean, we talk about it and we murmur to each other and we conspire and we go into the woods and chant. But we are still trying to. We might play soon, we might not. I don't know. So Fuzzy's kind of like just in a kind of I don't know how you say, a floating hiatus or something like this at the moment, but it's still around. It's still there. And we've been through these times before. Like, so I would say that's why I had some time now to get involved in a few other things, which is good. So keeps me sane.
Yeah. What I find interesting, so you come from a musical family. Apparently your whole family is into music.
No, it's my father and my sister, like, piano trained, like, yeah. So there was a lot of music around. My mother, not so much, she was, if it was Julio Iglesias, sure, but otherwise.
Yeah.
So when I say there was music, it doesn't mean it was good music, but there was music around all the time.
Hey, don't diss Julio, bro. Yes,
Julio.
Yeah, no, bro, Julio's my boy.
Yeah, I mean, I was the tennis because he's had such a hold on my mom,
Yeah.
All of our moms, bro.
I think it's more your dad's problem then. But
yeah.
So did you guys ever record like a family Christmas carol song for the family, or it's like, did you guys ever produce any music together?
No. That never happened. It's actually, I can't imagine actually that ever happening. Actually, I can imagine recording something with my dad or my sister. I don't know. That never happened. The closest I got to having a Christmas song was one I did at half price, called the DFG's Christmas Cracker, which is supposed to be online somewhere, and it's kind of like, probably should have been cancelled a long time ago, but it's fine. And that was about the closest I got to the Christmas Cracker, and that was with half price, So unfortunately not with my own family, but they were kind of like an extended punk family.
Yeah, that brings me to the next question. I mean, like, what got you into punk? I mean, you a very talented musician. You could have picked any genre. What made you?
I did flirt. No, to be honest with you, I was trying to think about this other day, and one of my earliest memories of, like, I had a guitar teacher who was a folk guitar teacher. He was cool, but was actually when I met this guy called Charles, and he was in a thrash metal band called Odyssey, and was like, dude, it was just he was in a band. It was amazing. I was about 16, 17 or whatever, and then he invited me to go watch them at this place called Alcatraz, which was in town, and Alcatraz was like the baddest ass club you could possibly go to, and I convinced my mother to let my older brother, take me, and he went down these stairs, down into this dingy kind of clandestine, like a subterranean world, and at the bottom there was a devil, like on the, painted on the wall, and I thought, my gosh, this is exciting and scary and everything, and all, and watched the thrash metal band Odyssey play, and then I was just like, I got to play guitar, be in a band, do something. This is great because the people jumping, and it was just, like something that inspired you, and from there, then it was the kind of search to see what would fit in, and at that stage, it was quite a long time ago when I left school. When I left school back in the day, it was
cool.
it was exactly. It was basically '94. Like, it was this like there was this wave of creativity and all these rock bands that were happening, and we weren't part of that, but we were kind of the generation a little bit after that. But there was like, your, I don't know, Sugardrive and Squeal and Boo and Dorp and all those kind of bands were coming through, and we were trying to fit into this thing, but we weren't really fitting into it. Like, but we knew that if you had a trumpet or you had some kind of horn, it was a party. And then we got introduced to like punk and ska, and then that just made so much sense because metal was it felt like it was just too complicated, like too long. The songs were just so long, and you had to, but punk seemed to have, you could sing about your shoes, or you could sing about linoleum, or you could sing about, like anything random. It didn't have
It was
to be
accessible, yeah.
Yeah, and then it had like a South African kind of element about it. We needed that kind of punk rock kind of motivation to get us out of our mindsets.
Yeah, amazing. And I mean, like, now you're sitting here, what's it, 30 years later, and
It's not '94 anymore, that's for sure.
The next album, it's not 94 anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I love it, man. I'm gonna jump back to you.
It's been a real journey. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like, music is like that if you're open to it. I mean, like, there's just so many paths it can take you. You always seem to come back to your favorites. You got your kind of foundation thing, but it's very important to go off on journeys and pull in, those things. Otherwise, yeah.
But I wanted to say though, you touched on something there. It always starts with thrash metal. Always, always starts with thrash metal, because the first band I ever saw, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Cutting Jade used to be a thrash metal band in the beginning.
Wow.
Yeah, they were.
That album, it always starts with thrash metal.
Always fucking starts with, and
There you go.
at Pretoria Boys High, they had like a music appreciation class that was mandatory. It was so cool, and if you were in a band, you could actually play it during school time. And I was in like standard 6. They called it Form 1 back then, 96, and then this super cool thrash band playing Metallica covers, and they had some originals as well, played in this music appreciation class, and turns out it was Cutting Jade. But then I think only two of the guys like ended up staying, and the rest, and as they say, is history.
Yeah. Well, I must say the thing with punk, and Jay, you said it in an interview once. Punk rockers are all about community, family, and that type of thing. And that's maybe the thing that me and Leon loves about it as well. I mean, our friendship song is the Rancid song "Journey to the End," and we always send it to each other.
It's weird. Like, you don't realize it at the time, I guess. But I kind of realized, I had this feeling that it was all about kind of grassroots community stuff. It's really, that's where it builds from, and like, it means as it got on, I realized that more and more. And like, especially when it's, we had to create our own little universe, in a way, because we couldn't get into this other, other world. And if you try, it was just so frustrating, and you try to get on these bills, and they're nobody's interested. So you say, well, we create our own thing, and immediately that's kind of attractive to people. They see that, and then it becomes this community, for better or for worse. But it's really strength, community is like strength. And it's so important, like on so many levels, and not just punk rock, just
100%, man. Yeah, well put.
Yeah. Do you think that is why, Paul, you and Jay are still doing punk music, still with some of your friends from the old days?
Well, I mean, just Behated. Like there's 3 generations of SA punk scene kids in there. Like I was just out of primary school, going into high school when I heard Leak and Fuzzy. Our first gig was in '99 at a. We were asked by Andrew Wright from Leak to join a Croak Room Records punk fest that they had at Thrashers, and it was like Hog Hoggity Hog and Fuzigish and Vendettas and Leak, and then this little chocolate, all this for nothing. We couldn't believe we got onto that bill, or let alone being asked to play. And so our band grew up, seriously looking up to the guys in Leak and Fuzzy and Hogs and all that. And now if I look in Behated, we got Jay, and then there's me, and then Mobile, who's 22. 23. He joined Slashdogs when he just turned 19. So like you've got a pretty cool snapshot of like the different eras of well, skate punk, I guess, or punk rock, if you want to call it that, like in that band, which I think is awesome. I love it.
That is fucking awesome. Yes, so right.
Punk's a weird thing, because it always seems to, it's important, like kind of mindset, like having a punk mindset or whatever, but ultimately it always eats itself, because as soon as anything gets too big or too influential, then everybody kind of implodes, because it's not as, it's kind of like has to always be on that level. So it's kind of interesting to see that, but it continues to go, which is great. Like as Paul was saying, the Billy, it's like there's another generation that's coming through, putting in, still have the same kind of ideas, that whatever those ideas are, they're still there.
Yeah. I mean, Paul, to get back to something you said, which was quite inspirational, you said in the interview, do what you enjoy doing, but do it well. The thing you like doing most, do that push hard or very hard.
Oh, yeah.
The world's on fire, so do what you love. I mean, like, that's inspirational. You got to put that on a T-shirt, man.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know what more I could add to that. Like, but like touching on what Jay said, you're in South Africa. We're all being inspired by US and European bands and whatever, and the chances of any of our bands being noticed by that scene is like slim to none. So you have to kind of put all that, maybe even dreams of going overseas or whatever, you have to just kind of bin all of that stuff, which I think is quite healthy. Like Ryan from Slashdogs always used to say, like, what's your currency? Because, and that's always stuck with me, like, because you can't expect to grow in the same way as you see your American or US or European idols grow. It's within a South African context, and I think that's something that's super unique for us to experience as musicians, because you get a totally different worldview if you prepare to bin those ideas of grandiose stuff. That's why I'm always like, when people talk about South African rock stars, I'm always like, what an oxymoron. It's like, nobody fucking cares, bro. No one that really matters gives a shit. So you have to give a shit. You have to give the most shit that anyone has ever given, because if you don't, then no one else will. So that's why I'm kind of like, don't edit your sound. Play exactly what you want to play, and do it like as well as you can. Because what the fuck else is there to do, really? Like, pray for someone to notice.
It's a slow clap, but that was beautifully put.
Yes, it was. I like what Paul's, and that's what kind of the community is as well. Back to that, because South Africa is like, it's such a close community. And if you speak to people from overseas, like they'll say like, yeah, there's I don't know, circuits communities, but it's not like South Africa where everybody knows everybody. It's like, it's smaller. And so like with that, you got your influences. Obviously you get influence from overseas, but then you can pull in some influence from locally, and you got to realize that it's a good combination. And then what happens is, it's a small scene, so it has its positives, and it also has obviously its negatives. But it's to say, what's your currency? Maybe it's not dollars, but it's other stuff. There's influence, happiness. There's a whole lot of other currencies, friendships.
Yeah, longevity. Like if you look at Fuzzy, 30. I don't know how long it is, Jay, but 30-year career. I'm sure ATFN is 25 years. So like, you guys have got 7 years on us. So that's incredible. That's incredible.
It's a long time, yeah. No, it's
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, truly. And I think we can talk quite a lot of this, but I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. This conversation is extremely interesting to me. Well, one last question, because on this journey,
I'm here all night. We can go as long as you want. I don't care.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think Jay said he needs to be in bed by 8. I don't know. It's like they're gonna come fetch him.
I'm trying to get that beauty sleep, but it's not working. But I'm still working on
it. She's gonna come call you. Jay, did you brush your teeth? But I was wondering. So this journey that me and Leon is on right now. So we're gonna get back. I was fortunate enough to have my own rock show, and I interviewed quite a lot of the bands. But I'm very sensitive not to ask them about what do they think about other bands. In your opinion, now, just a wide thing. Is the rock scene united, or have you guys come across bands that you just don't like, or that you've seen that don't like each other bands?
It used to be quite aggressive, like a long time ago. I don't know what it's like now, to be honest. It's like totally calm. But I remember like back in the punk day, there was like in the beginning, I don't know, like around the 2000, there was like supposedly the sellouts, and then the true kind of punk thing, and there was I don't even know if selling out is a thing anymore, because nobody anymore. Back then it was like
so funny you bring that up, because I was thinking the other day, like everyone was either a poser or selling out back when we were teens. Now everyone's just everything. So no one picks a side anymore. It's just like you got bullied or beat up because you were just a jock or a punk or whatever.
You never put like a brand in your song, or like wear a brand, but you did, it was always under the radar. But now people just put in the lyrics, throw it everywhere. So but I think so I can't think that there's much of a like that anymore, but I just remember there was beef, and whether it was us or the bands, or it was the people that followed the bands. It was more about the guys that followed the bands sticking up for the bands they liked, and then saying, that other band, like them, and it was this whole thing with I remember with Tweak and Fuzzy, and it wasn't like Tweak and Fuzzy actually like hated each other like the bands, but it was our people that used to come watch us. Used to give them so much shit, and just like, and then say to us like things afterwards, and we just like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. But it was them just hating each other, or having an opinion, basically.
Yeah.
And we just go along with it, like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Proper punk style. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Cool. It was like kind of give us a little bit of we're the kind of a little bit edgy, whatever.
Yeah. Interesting. Maybe one last question. Back to you, Paul. You said something that I found very interesting, and
I'm just full of interesting stuff tonight.
So interesting, Paul. Wow.
To tell my students that maybe they listen to me in the lessons a little bit.
Well, maybe I find it interesting. Let's see if the other people find it interesting. But you mentioned like giving advice as a musician. You get pointers and codes for musicians. Some people say don't do albums, do singles. Don't promote on Facebook, promote on TikTok. You mentioned, and I don't know if you went to check the facts, but it's 60,000 songs get uploaded every day on Spotify. It's just a mass of music. And another interesting fact about Spotify is if people actually listen to your songs for longer than 30 seconds, that's where it starts becoming monetized. And it's a very difficult space.
Yes, like someone out there owes me at least 12 rand.
Yeah. I was thinking, we got to write songs that are longer than 30 seconds as well.
Yeah.
That's the problem with punk rock. We got short
35
songs.
seconds and not a second more.
But I had a conversation with my wife about this stuff. It's so easy to create a song with AI. You tell AI what to do, what style it needs to do, and it creates a song. Is the future of a musician endangered? And does that mean that musicians, and I think it's been a while like that, you make your money when you do gigs. So do you think musicians is going to become just a live entertainment, amass this ocean of music that's just bombarding people and people don't listen anymore?
Yeah. I think we're kind of already there, hey? Like, it pains me. I'm the guy that was always like, go Lars. Fuck yeah, Lars. And then he was like, oh no, you're being so cynical. You're like, you're not embracing change. And I'm like, fuck change, bro. Shit used to work. Like the way people used to bitch and moan about like the evil labels, bro. Give me the evil labels of the 80s and the 90s over this cesspool any fucking day. Like, but I don't know, man. I think everything ebbs and flows. I personally kind of feel that even now, like music is. Here's the thing: music will stay relevant to the people that have to make music, that have no choice in the matter. Like Jay and I will be writing music till we're dead, and that's just it. So I think for people that have to do it, they will do it. However busy or however the AI systems get restricted in terms of like what they can make and how if they have to prove how many instruments were virtual or not, or who knows how they're gonna regulate that. I'd like to think that the audience it likes music initially because of the experience, the whole experience of it. But I don't know if that's true. I think if it sounds nice to the audience, then they'll listen to it and they won't question where it comes from. That bugs me a little bit, but I'm not the arbiter of that. So, but I know for a fact that we won't. I can't. I get jittery and weird, and I'm unpleasant to be around if I haven't played guitar every day or played a show if I know this show's coming up or we're constantly working on something. Because, and maybe Jay will resonate with this, that my favorite part of the whole experience is when I'm in the band room with Jay and Steph and we're crafting the record and we're learning parts and we're trying different things out. More than playing live, more than like even the final product. It's that weird razor's edge place where it's kind of effervescent and it's still everywhere. That's my favorite.
With AI, I think focusing on the result or the product, and what we're saying is like it's the process that's really important as well, and a big part of it. And I think so we could say like, yeah, look, AI can draw this picture and look how great this illustration is, but for a lot of people, it's a process of getting there. That's a really big part of it and part of their mental health, I guess. And I think you can worry about these things, but it's going to hit every industry. It's going to be on every thing, you know, and maybe what it'll do is make in the long run stuff that's actually made by hand will just become that much more valuable and much more sought after. I mean, because now it's like, you know, we didn't want to have mistakes in recordings. Now we definitely want to have them so that you can hear that it's people that are doing it.
That's
exactly. I feel like it's the mistake or the human error kind of in a song sometimes that makes it. There's something that happens in the process that makes it like beautiful, and we can realize this is
so weird how we got to
resonate.
At one stage it was this art of getting to perfection, and then suddenly it was like, okay, no, that we can get that now. No, we don't want that anymore.
Nice.
We want some humanity. We want some we want a mistake. We want something that's a bit like, you know, AI wouldn't come up there. And I think it's all about the context of it. Like if you know, because AI needs, like, whatever you're going to create needs context. Like, well, how does it fit into South Africa, or how does it fit in Pretoria, or how does it fit into wherever you are, you know?
Essentially, AI can't make anything new. It can only take what's been done and
Yeah.
you know, master in a different way. But with the human error, as you mentioned, something new and special comes about you didn't really plan, or just comes about in the writing room or the studio or in the recording process, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
That's exactly. It's like,
I think the positive thing from this experience is the age-old debate of product versus art. And with art, you still have, even as a consumer, you have an emotional connection. If AI writes a sad song, it's going to be very hard to connect with that song as much as when a live musician does it, or a real musician do it.
maybe we're hopeful. We're actually all hoping that that's the truth, because otherwise we're in big trouble. Yeah.
Well,
I think
But give I 20 more minutes, because I'll develop and figure that out.
Well, the problem is, I heard that, you know, I said with doctors, like, say, for example, are worried because now they got these, you know, got prescriptions coming through from AI models, whatever. I can't remember the name of them, but basically they said they're more empathetic towards humans than humans are towards humans, which is, you know, which is scary. So it's like,
humans do suck. I don't not believe that. So
it is a brave new world, and it is scary, and it does, like, worry. But at the same time, as Paul's saying, there's like, it's like, this is what you do, and this is what you're going to carry on doing, whether that's there or not. And then that's like, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I will add this though. Like, I think one thing that is important. I think it's time now that I think the audience is waking up, because for the longest time the debate was that that was the artist that needed to adapt with the changing surroundings of the industry and stuff. And I do agree somewhat to that, but I also think I think it's also, as a consumer, you want to like, if we think about fast food, you know, we all learned through the 80s and 90s, too much fast food's bad for you, you know. So why can't it be the same with, like, fast music? You know, you're consuming something that's literally altering your brain chemistry. It can change your mood like that and make your day great or not so great. And I think I'm seeing that discussion happen a little bit more, where, like, the consumer must take it upon themselves to go, like, let me be a bit more conscious about what it is I'm putting into my head.
This is organic. This is organic.
Wow, I like that a lot. Wow, it just blew my mind.
Yeah. Like, you can say it's organically processed music, or, you know.
Yeah.
Music. I like it.
Yeah,
No Fender Stratocasters were holding the creation of the sound.
All these sounds are made using organic.
Well,
go to organic aisle for this.
Yeah.
Well, I think the vinyl community is almost there. I mean, like, as a vinyl head, we prefer music on vinyl, and isn't that kind of organic music?
Totally.
Well,
Totally.
There's this whole also idea of having a product or something you can hold, as opposed to having this zero thing, you know, like this kind of streaming vibe, which is like a whole mindset, and it's like how to get to that. Like, and do you want to get to that? And what are the benefits? Yeah.
Well, it's like my fuzzy LP. You know, you created it, but it's mine. You know, when I show it to my friends, this is my album. You know, that type of thing. You know,
don't touch it. It's mine.
and you
because once upon a time, that's kind of cultural currency, where you had that album, nobody else had it. They would come to you, hey, can I record it, or can I listen to it? And that was the cultural currency. It defined all these things about who you were, and you could use it to barter and to get to play. Like, I've got
that feeling when you show up to your friend's house with your new album, or your CD, or a tape, and you're like, check this out, look at the album art, listen to this.
What's the name of that band again? Yeah. I got and that's totally changed. That's such a mind fact for me. It's like, just, I don't even know how to deal with that, so I just ignored it. I was like, okay, cool, moving on.
But it's quite funny because the vinyl community is like that. They're very competitive. I have this and this and that and that. But when you will and deal with vinyl, you get so many LPs from the 80s and 70s and maybe beginning 90s. Oh, no, that was CDs. But where the people wrote their names on the LPs, and for the sole reason is that they either borrowed it to their friends or they take it to their friend's house and it gets stolen or something. So it's quite fascinating. You don't get it anymore. There's no way you're going to give your LP to a friend to listen to. Not a chance. It's way too expensive. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
But I'll give you my Spotify sign-in code or whatever.
Yeah.
It's quite funny because like when we were mastering this Behated, then Paul was having a kind of a moment where he was like kind of going like, I want to master it at this kind of compression, this kind of level, this quality, and like Spotify or Deezer or whatever, they go, well, that's cool, but we accept a much lower compression and it's fine and it works for us. And I could see Paul's just kind of having this I was trying to sympathize with this thing. I'm like, just put it out, Paul. Just put it out. And he was having,
I love it. Okay, boys, it was a fascinating conversation. We can carry this on like for a long time.
Yeah, I see on the sheet it says, what was that, 3 minutes? That was about an hour. So, yeah.
Yeah, honey.
But are you guys ready? Should we get into the quiz thing, eh?
Awesome.
I'm worried.
Do it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, you both locked in, loaded. Here's how it works. Okay, we're going to explain it to you quickly. Each of you will face 10 questions about South African rock bands, songs, history, the works.
Correct answers score 20 points. If you require a hint, it'll cost you 10 points. And that means you only get 10 points for that question.
Right. Okay, cool.
If by chance you get it wrong, the question will go to your opponent, but a correct answer only bags them 5 points. However, they will be asked another question after that.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wrong answers get you nothing but our sympathy.
Ah.
I'm really worried. I got no idea how this is gonna go.
Okay. At the end, we'll tally it up and crown our rock royalty for this episode.
As a bonus, both of you will go onto our national leaderboard and possibly crowned the South African rock quiz Springbok.
Okay.
Get real.
You have 30 seconds to answer your question. That's 30 seconds in Africa time, by the way. And we will alternate questions between you guys. So are you guys ready?
Ready.
As ready as ever. Yeah.
Okay, let's rock. First off, you guys gonna have to paper, rock, scissors to see who's gonna go first.
Ching chong cha. Paper
Ching chong cha.
Ready. Okay, you go. Who's gonna do it?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Sorry.
Paul wins.
Paul. There's the beats paper.
Yeah, see, the internet is faster in Gauteng than in the Cape or Eastern Cape.
I can't see him, so.
Okay, well, you won.
Oh, great.
You won.
Do I get a point for that?
You do not, but thanks for asking.
Okay, so I got my setup here. I'm going to make mistakes, so be patient with me because I got a lot to do here. Okay.
I'm just interested, is it going to be really dismal or really amazing? What is our rock knowledge? That's why I'm really fascinated.
Yeah,
Dude,
so
I didn't listen to our bands anyways.
I think you guys are going to do fine, and we made it kind of easy. So
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Paul, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. First question coming up. Which South African punk band appeared naked in the July 2001 edition of the Cosmopolitan magazine? I'm going to give you a multiple choice. Okay. A. Springbok Nude Girls. B. Squeal. C. Hoggity Hogs. Or D. Tweak.
Hogs.
Congratulations. Following the article, the band was often asked to take off their clothes on stage. In late 2001, the Hogs played a small intimate show at the Bio Cafe in City Varsity in Cape Town. The show was said to have been poorly organized, and the sound for the opening bands was apparently very bad. So it was at this point that the Hogs, evidently wanting to take the focus off the poor sound, decided to walk out on stage completely naked. The band then encouraged the audience to get naked too. By the end of the set, the entire venue was full of naked to semi-naked people.
Oh, man.
It's a little known fact that the Hogs song Naked was first performed on this night, and because it didn't have a title at the time, they just ended up calling it the Naked Song, and the song was produced by Theo Kraus, the legend himself.
Wow. Amazing.
Paul, that went to 20 points, buddy. Well done.
Well done. Okay, Leon, you keeping the score, all right? I'll also try to do that.
No, I got score. You good.
Okay, Jay, are you ready?
Yep.
Which South African pop-punk band was formed in London in 2006 before returning to South Africa in early 2007?
London.
Formed in London 26, and then they returned to South Africa 2007. I can give you a hint.
It'll cost you 10 points, though.
Okay. You guys, I don't know. So.
Okay, the band was made up by former Tweak members.
Oh, it would be like Crash Car Burn.
Congratulations. The group's debut album, This City Needs a Hero, was released in 2007. It was recorded and produced in part at London Moloko Studios by the Grammy-nominated team of Colin Richardson and Matt Hyde.
Well done, guys. All right. Second round. I'll be asking the questions this round. All right, guys. My questions are way easier and less explanation and facts, but don't worry, still a lot of fun. All right, Paul, you are first contestant. Here we go. In 2016, for their bassist's 40th birthday party, a little band called Fuzigish did a show where they celebrated the occasion playing a 40. Oh, and there is a multiple choice as well for this. A, they played with socks on their dongs a la Chili Peppers. B, they played a 40-song set. Or C, they set the bass on fire during a birthday candle mishap. Paul, do you have the answer?
God, I get a bonus for that because it's Fuzigish and it was 40 songs for 40, whatever.
You get 20 points, buddy. Yes, that was the first question I'm going to ask you. Seeing as I think his 50th birthday comes up next year, if I'm not mistaken.
You're talking about, yeah.
Will you guys be playing a 50-set gig next year?
I'll start rehearsing. That's another thing why you got to have 30-second songs, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. My hint was going to be lucky punk songs that are very short. So yeah.
Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. 50 songs. Okay. I'll put it out. There.
Put it out there. All right, Jay, let's go over to you. Another super easy question. What city is known as the heart of punk in South Africa?
The heart of punk is
let me know. Yeah.
What city is known as the heart of punk? I mean, I'm getting all the hard ones here, you know. I mean, obviously Johannesburg is the heart of punk. I mean, the mother city, they would say, it's contentiousness, you know. Okay, anyway.
Let me give it the clue, and I won't take any points away because it's quite a weird question. Most of the SA punk bands from the 70s and 80s hail from the city.
They're very German.
You're correct, my friend. 20 points. Well done.
What's it? Silent Wave? Or no, there's a few. What's it? Trying to remember all the names of the art, but there
Was
was
it
like,
the Wild Boys and
yeah.
Wild Youth and
sorry.
yeah, there was quite a lot of them.
National something. Yeah. National Wake or something like this.
Yeah. National Wake. Yeah. Interesting.
Thanks. Durban. What's happening, Durban?
That devs. Pull in.
Okay. That was a solid 20 points for Jay as well.
Correct. Well done.
Okay, Paul, are you ready? Tweak was formed in late 1998 by Garth Barnes, Mike Stott, and Chris Brick. How long did it take them to track, mix, and master their first EP? A. 14 hours. B. 2 weeks. C. 1 month. Or D. 1 year.
Yes.
Definitely a year.
Well, they weren't shitty players. So, what were the options again?
A. 14 hours. B. 2 weeks. C. 1 month. D. 1 year.
From start to finish, I'd say 2 weeks. No one does it in 14 hours unless they like amazing.
That they are amazing.
14 hours, bro. With the money they won from a Battle of the Bands contest in August 2000, they recorded their debut EP, Take Note, at a tiny single garage at B Sharp Studios in Boksburg with the help of local producer John Paul De Stefani. 14 hours.
Definitely
good on them.
doing
That's
that recording,
amazing.
bro.
That's amazing. Good job.
Yeah, you have to give them respect for that. Okay, unfortunately, that's a dud. Paul? Jay, no pressure, bro.
I'll take it.
Okay, are you ready?
How to kick.
Who was the first South African punk band to sign with an American digital record label called Punk Outlaw Records? I can give you a hint, but it's going to cost you.
What is it? Punk Outlaw Records. Okay, give me a hint.
Okay, established in 2001 in Cape Town with lead singer Sober Pete, they recently released some new music.
2001.
Yeah.
What is the lead singer? Soberly. Oh, like half price.
Sober Pete.
Half price. Half price, yes.
Congratulations.
It's fine. Or when it.
So yeah, I mean, like they were. Let me tell you the story. Half Price punk band, Cape Town, South Africa, established in 2001. They released 3 full-length albums, 3 EPs, and a compilation album and a split album since their inception. The band have always maintained a DIY ethos, remaining independent until 2016. Impressive. When they became the first South African punk band to sign with an American digital record label called Punk Outlaw Records. In November 2017, Half Price were the supporting act for the Cape Town leg of the Alien and Farm tour.
An interesting fact is we released their first album on Red Ambulance.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. That was yeah, but that's cool. That's cool, man. No. Digital,
Yeah.
that's the
Digital's the way.
Yeah. Used to be. We don't go there anymore. Yeah, very talented dude too. I love
Pete,
that.
yeah. Better for his health. It's not as much fun as drunk Pete, but it's much better for him and everybody around him.
Yeah, now he's probably sober Pete, apparently. What's it like? One accident, but yeah, I mean, the new album, it's coming out, amazing. I love their West Coast Wolves project. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, West Coast Wolves is sick.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Okay, what was the score? You took
That's
a
round
hint.
3. Yeah, Paul got nothing and Jay got 10 points for the hint.
No pressure.
No pressure.
What we're looking at here, huh?
We got Paul on 40 and we got Jay on 30. No, on Well, 40 as well, because Paul missed the one. So you're head-to-head, guys. Head-to-head.
Yes.
I mean, obviously,
Right. All right, guys, round 4. My turn. Less explanation and stories on mine, but still fun questions, hopefully. Paul, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. The Shebeen was a folk punk band from Cape Town and later changed their name to what? Multiple choice, three options to choose there. A, the Shags, B, the Shabs, or C, the Hags. Let me know if you need a clue. I'll repeat the question. The Shebeen.
It's the Shabs. It's the Shabs. John Shaban.
Shabs. There we go. 100% correct. Well done.
Well done.
Anything you can tell us about the Shabs, because I did no research on this?
Oh wait, yeah, there's something really cool for you. Hold on one second.
Yeah. Cool.
it sounds good.
Holding
I
on.
released Ramming Bones released kind of a split with the Shabs. So that was
Here we go. Here's some cool stuff for you. Here's a Shabs vinyl.
Oh,
Don't show that to
has,
Phil. If I could offer you money right now.
But do you know? Could you tell me what's special about this one? No clues, Jay.
limited edition. Taste press? No, that's not a taste press. It could be. No, it's not a taste press.
I can give you 10 points deduction though.
Yeah,
Give me a hint.
There's two bands.
there's two bands on here. Yeah, the Shabs and
Yeah, I
the
can't.
man sitting in the other side of the internet right now. We got Jay Bones on here as well, and it was recorded here in Pretoria at my studio. Shabs and Rambling Bones. There we go.
It's got a
Boom.
cool vinyl as well.
I need it. Where do I get some?
I'll get you
Jay,
some.
you got a few.
I'll get you both. No
Oh,
problem.
you're a
Sweet.
legend, bro. You're a legend. I'm gonna keep
Your
you to it.
favorite game. Sorry, Jay.
Yeah.
Well, nobody thinks about how to get them.
Thank you.
So easy 20 points for Paul there. Thank you.
The crowd loves
cool
it as
story.
well.
The
Yeah.
crowd loves it. 30 audience is going well. Jay, I'm gonna throw a super easy one at you as well. So here we go. Jay, in the early 2000s, which is a very long time ago, this festival was held at the legendary Thrashers skate park. You've got a multiple choice as well. So 3 choices. A, stop. B, punctuation. C, copy. You actually let me know.
This one is a tricky one, but it's you. Go with B. Punctuation.
Yes, sir. I think you're on the line.
I like it. Yeah. No, that was. I think ATFN were might have been around. There were a couple of them though. There were 2 or 3.
Our guitarist organized it. That was Mark Hinch's little festival.
Oh, really?
So,
Wow.
You guys had some fun stories about those initial festivals, the punctuation of
Thrashers was great.
What was the vibe like about Thrashers with all
Thrashers
those
was all
bands
ages,
back in the day?
which is great. You play all ages the best because to get all ages gigs that are viable and like people come to is like a hen's teeth. So Thrashers was great like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
We need
Thrashers
another
and
one.
Lobby Copy, 2 things we miss dearly.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Paul, I'm back at you. Are you ready?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Which South African band described their music as monkey punk and was also known for their cross street?
Oh, well done, Paul. Damn. Does it get extra 5 points for that?
Yeah, so they described their music as monkey punk. Originally, Boo consisted of 3 members. They acquired a worldwide following by performing 800 concerts in 17 countries, including 14 in the United States. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Insert interesting factoid there, Jay. You'll take it away. Thank you very much.
Another interesting fact. Oh yeah, well, Ampy eventually played with Fuzigish for a couple of years. Ampy in Boo. Yeah, he played with Fuzigish for maybe 2-3 years. I think he was in the band. So
did he record with you guys?
He did. He recorded Roll of the Punches. He's on that recording.
There you go.
Very, very
Gotcha.
interesting. Wow. We should give bonus points for
Back to
information.
community and that whole everybody knows everyone.
Yeah. Very interesting. I didn't know that.
Check out the credits.
This is turning into the coolest podcast I've ever listened to, guys.
Yeah. Okay, Jay, are you ready?
Yep.
Which 2012 multilingual African documentary showcased punk music in South Africa? The film was co-directed by Dion Mars and Keith Jones.
Was it A?
A. Punk in the Berg. B. Punk in Punkfontein. C. Punk in Africa. Yeah.
I was trying to remember the name. I know of it, and I knew I was like trying to Punk in Van der Berg, Punk in Africa.
Yeah. I shouldn't have asked you that question. I should have, because I mean, like, you feature
he was in it.
Yeah, he was in it. It's like, I only remember now. That's unfair, but I was testing your memory more than your knowledge.
Exactly. It doesn't mean just because I was in it, I remember it.
Brilliant documentary, I must say. They kind of went deep with that one. So
Well, yeah, it was a good one, man.
okay, Leon, you're up.
That's 2020. Good. All right, round 6. Guys, this round's a bit more difficult on my end. I think it's about 2 difficult questions, but let's go. Paul, you ready?
Cool.
Cool. In addition to being the in-house producer for the pioneering label Shifty Records, who was the lead and often sole member of the Kalahari Surfers, an avant-dub rock band whose output manages to combine British psychedelia and punk that later shifted increasingly towards electronic music. There's a clue. I'm not going to help you. I'll give it to you anyway. He produced albums and ran the Shifty music label at BMG Africa for 2 years in the mid-1990s. With a passion for Pan-African music, he developed and imported records by many then unknown African artists. What is his name?
Oh man, Shifty would have been. God.
The big hard one.
I'll give you a clue. His last name sounds like a video game console.
No, don't give him more clues.
That's the only clue he's getting.
Box. Let me think. Box.
Oh, we need a countdown here. Jay, if you can steal, we'll give you 5 points.
I do know. I think I do know.
No idea.
Is it Warwick?
Warwick Sony, 5 points for you, buddy.
Hey.
It took me. I had to dig deep to figure it out. I was like,
Well done.
I don't think I've ever heard that name in my life. What's the name?
Warwick Sony.
Yeah, he was. It's kind of like
Of the
Warwick
Kalahari
who?
Surfers. Sony.
Sony. Shit. Okay.
I was going to tell the Sony PlayStation. I was.
Yeah.
What you
I'm
too
like,
much there.
Nintendo? Like, what?
Yeah,
I've got an album of theirs called Jesus something. Walk Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kalahari Surfers, man. What a crazy, interesting story and band, and whole Shifty Records thing with him. I mean, if I was full, I'd tell you guys a whole spiel about this, but I do no research, so there you go.
Maybe I just know.
Nice one, Joe.
But Jay, good, nice on you to snatch those 5 points. Well done.
Nice,
Okay.
buddy.
Had to think back on that early answer you got earlier. I had to try and get there.
Okay.
Good thing you got those points, because my next question for you is also quite a tough one, and it's about the band Tough Guy. Are you familiar with Tough Guy, a Cape Town-based punk band, quite new on the scene?
Quite new. No, I didn't. No, I don't.
Very new. Great band, great live band. I recommend seeing them or just listening to their stuff. But here goes the question. All right, Jay. Tough Guy, the band, are a very tight-knit group of musicians consisting of frontman and bass player C.A. Makize, 2 guitar players, Christopher Bolton and Desmond Kanamea, who switch between playing rhythm and lead, and the drummer Ryan Oliver. In 2023, very new, like I said, they released 2 EPs. Which of these is not one of those 2? So they released 2 EPs. One name's going to be incorrect. It's multiple choice. A, Control. B, Goodbye. Or C, Snowflake. Which is the wrong answer? There is a clue.
Goodbye. Goodbye is not one of them.
Incorrect. Goodbye was one of them. Snowflake was the wrong answer.
Snowflake was
Yeah.
This is a good name.
Control, their 3-song EP, including Tell Me What You Want, Holy Martyr, and Sugar, while Goodbye is a 5-song EP, including Goodbye, Control, Tell Me What You Want, Holy Martyr, and Sugar again. Do not sleep on this band. They are amazing. I think you guys will love them. Tough
Thanks
guy.
for the prop.
Definitely one to
up, so to speak. That's tough guy, eh?
Tough guy.
Tough guy. All right, so you got 5 points from Paul's question, so it's nothing for you, at least on this one.
Okay. Back with the easy questions. Paul.
Go.
Buddha punk is a genre of music which started to appear in South Africa in the 1980s. Name the movement which was one of the driving forces behind this genre.
Bullfrey.
Yeah.
Bullfrey.
Yeah. So this movement has been said to have started on April 4, 1989 in Johannesburg in a packed club. This marked the beginning of what some have called a rock and roll uprising. The Bullfrey movement used music in the Afrikaans language to show pride. The movement focused on Afrikaner youth. The main goal of the movement was to get Afrikaner youth to see the changes that had to occur in the authoritarian, patriarchal culture. Well done.
James Phillips.
Yes. Johannes Kerkorrel.
Yeah.
Chris Kombuis. And Dagedirk is being the manager of the project. He's selling he's selling some vinyl there in Cape Town somewhere as well these days. So
Great.
okay. Jay, very easy one for you, man.
Those are the ones I'm worried about.
Yeah.
What song by Fokhof Polisiecar from 2004 became an anthem for Afrikaans rock fans? I'm going to give you some of the lyrics. Okay.
Yeah.
Kan jy my skroewe vir my vasdraai? Kan jy my albasters vir my vind?
Is it called Vernietig Yourself? But I don't know if that song's called it. It's, I don't even know what the song's called. I just know that that's the title. So that's. What do you know, Paul? You can help me out here. I don't know.
If you give it to
Kanye,
Paul.
I put to you spell. Kanye. I'm just gonna get to the chorus.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Yeah, you did get it. Yeah.
Is that Paul's up with the clue or not? So we're giving him 10 or 20.
Yeah, so you requested some help, so I'm going to take 10 points from you. But
I'll get 10 points.
Is it Yemmel? I didn't hear the answer. Is it?
It's
It's Yemmel op die platteland. Yeah, from the album As jy met vuur speel, sal jy brand. I actually...
I think it's Vernietig Yourself, but that's a different song. And I was like,
Yeah.
But Vernietig Yourself is my favorite Fokhof song, so I'm glad you went straight to that one. Unfortunately, not the right answer.
no, unfortunately, I was like, no, that's the same. No, actually, you're right.
Okay, are you guys still fine to... We can still got a couple of questions.
Go for
Cool.
it, man. I'm coming now, honey.
All right, guys. We're about halfway down. No worry, almost there. All right, question 8, Paul. Are you ready? What popular venue or restaurant in Pretoria featured many bands, including Fuzigish, amongst others? What was the name of this venue?
Nile Crocodile.
That is incorrect. I can give you a clue for 10 points.
Was it Nile Crocodile?
He's got it wrong. He's got it wrong, so it can go to Jay now.
I can go to Jay. Jay, are you there?
Is it a multiple choice or is it a...
No, but I'll repeat the question if you like.
Yeah, please.
What popular restaurant venue in Pretoria featured many bands, including your band?
No. I know this.
I'll
Yeah.
give you the clue for 10 points. It was the name was derived from a Linton Kwesi Johnson album. LKJ.
Baba. That one, or was it the,
No, so Baba Linton Kwesi Johnson.
I know it. I know it. I know it.
Things
Paul,
of time.
there you go. There you go, Joe. You got it. For 10 points.
Yeah, Paul, you were too fast. He should have given you the hint there. But
There's only one venue that
First
matters in
fast.
Pretoria.
What was the fast with the?
Null Crocodile was epic. Things and Times, amazing. Wonderboom, amazing. There were so many places in
The drill
Pretoria.
house that burned down. That was pretty cool. Like at one stage.
I've never been there. Didn't know. I think I was too young.
All right.
Yeah. But the Nile Crocodile was quite a That was a
Yeah. It was a very good guess, Paul. Definitely. Okay, so
Well, Jay, you got 10 points there, and you got a chance to score 20 more points in this round. So I'll give you your question. You ready?
hey.
In 1997, Leak and the Bouncing Upturns released an album that I played most of the last couple of years in high school daily. This album had a golf-themed name. What was the name of the album?
It's golfing again.
Correct, my friend. 20 points. Well done.
I think they might have just been leaked then, or were they leaking the Bouncing Upturns? Was it leaking the Bouncing
I
Upturns?
think that they were just Leak on that album, correct? On that album, it was just Leak.
Another 20 points.
The album, this album includes songs like We're All Gonna Die, Do Her, and Skateboard.
And the one,
Yeah.
okay.
Nice one, guys.
Okay, Leon, you got Jay got 5 points for the one question, not 10 points, and then 20 plus 20 that he got now. So
Got you. Correcting that now. Thanks, Paul.
okay, Paul, I got you an easy one. In what year did the famous Hoppy Copy Festival start? And I got a multiple choice question if you need it. A.
Go.
A. 2007. B. 1990. C. 1995. And D. 2001. And I'm going to use the Wikipedia version.
95.
Well done, Paul.
Even though at 1994, I think Valiant Swat went to go visit them on the farm and he had a little gig there, and then they realized, well, this can become a big thing. So, yeah, officially, it was 1995. In 2008, the Daily Mirror ranked Oppikoppi as the 4th best musical festival in the world. The festival has grown yearly with 16,000 attendees and around 100 acts for both 2010 and 2011, and an estimated 20,000 attendees and 130 acts for 2012. Jay, let me find you a difficult one. You mentioned something. Okay, are you ready? Slapgat and Roll is a record by which Durban-based punk band from the mid-70s? I have multiple choice options.
Yeah, I'm going to need that definitely because
I don't know if it's going to help you, but here we go. A. Corporal Punishment. B. Wild Youth. C. Leopard. And D. Billie Jeans and the Dozers.
I'm going to go with A, Corporal Punishment. Just, what?
Unfortunately, it's not that. It is Wild Youth. Yeah, so...
Oh, I was going to say that. Didn't give me a chance.
Well,
Well, how
so
about passing a clue over to us?
The great name. Because I saw that.
no, if he gave an answer and it's wrong, it doesn't go over.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
So, whilst a number of very influential bands, including Radio Rats, Corporal Punishment, would emerge from Springs, Durban in the late 1970s was undoubtedly the epicenter of the South African punk rock movement, and leading the charge was the band Wild Youth. Wild Youth evolved from the band Fourth Reich, which was formed by Michael Fleck, and after he had visited the UK in 1977. Yeah.
I'm glad they changed it from Fourth Right, but that sounds.
Yeah, I'm glad it was Wild Youth. It was a pretty about exactly. And I think interesting fact. I think with Wild Youth, I think one of the guys is the father of City Bowl Misers.
Oh shit! Yes,
City
you're
Bowl
right.
is epic, man.
Yeah, so I don't know who exactly in the band with City Bowl Misers. One of them, it says his father was in Wild Youth. I think.
That's insane. Wow.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
didn't-
it.
Your
That buddy
dad
was-
was in City Bowl Misers. Hit us up in the comments, guys.
exactly. Yeah. If you
That's
know a little
amazing.
bit, I've got it wrong. If I chose another, but it is one of those bands. I think it was. I think it was that band.
Okay. I think we have one round left, Leon.
Yeah, it's final questions. These are both fuzzy questions. So, Jay,
Well,
don't get these wrong.
One. If I actually know my own band is.
I'll ask the short question to Paul and the big one to you. Yeah, let's do that. Paul, you ready?
Cool.
This is a true or false question. It's a fuzzy question, obviously. The trombone player of the band Fuzigish, Big Willie, was a Springbok Boy Scout and completed the patrol leader's training numerous times. True or false?
It's true. He is an SAC scout.
Do you know more about this, or shall I Jay for details on this?
No. Paul definitely actually probably knows more about this than me. I know that he's a scout, but Paul's a really good friend of William. So
Yeah. No, William lives in my same street. He's my
no
beloved.
way.
He's my no,
Wow.
my
The
nearest. and
beloved
dearest.
of Behated. Oh, look at this guy.
I've got the best story for Will. I think we can maybe finish the round, but
No, you
I've
can
got,
tell
I've
it.
got a
Do
fantastic.
you want to tell a short version of the story before I
Yeah.
go to Jay's question?
Yeah, tell a story.
So before Will joined Fuzzy, he was in League for a while. For their very first Hatfield performance at Tequila Sunrise, Will had to juggle being on final Sea Scout camp, end of year, do whatever. Peter went and drove up into the bush, wherever they were. William stowed away overboard with all his gear in a black plastic bag and swam to shore. Peter picked him up in the dead of night, drove from the northwest to Pretoria to play the show at Tequila Sunrise.
fuck?
It was
That's
the first.
amazing.
It was also the first night that William ever drank straw rum, and they lined up about 10 of them on the bar, hit all of them, got hammered out of his mind, insisted that he got taken back to the Sea Scout camp. Peter refused. He was like, "There's no way I'm fucking letting you swim back to the boat. Forget it."
And straw rums, my friend. How are you even alive?
yeah, I know that's
No,
crazy.
William was,
Isn't
and
that
then they drove him to his house. Couldn't get him in his house, so they just like put him on his driveway, covered him up with like a dog blanket, and then he woke up the next morning in Pretoria like all fucked. Like what?
Oh my
What?
god!
Imagine that the scoutmaster must have had a bit of a heart attack when he realized that one of his students had disappeared in the middle of the night.
Just wasn't there. Yeah, was supposed to be on a boat. Anyway, yeah.
Wow, good story.
really
Thank you.
I love it. Okay, but Leon, I don't think it's fair to ask Jay a question about his own band.
No,
So
no,
ask him an
no,
all this for nothing question.
let me ask the question and you tell me if it's a shit question. You find one and you replace the question. Okay, can we do that? All right, Jay. If you get this wrong, shame.
I probably will.
Which of the following statements is false, Jay? Rockwell, Fuzigish bassist, originally wanted to be a pro tennis player with his eyes set on winning Wimbledon. Rockwell does not only have a third nipple, but a fourth, fifth as well. only 2 away from the Guinness World Record holder. Or C, Rockwell, whose real name is Malcolm Payne King,
Familiar with him?
has cancelled the Fuzigish show to watch Rockstead when they came to South Africa.
Definitely the nipples. The nipples. Because I know,
Sure.
I know
Are you sure?
positive. No,
Have you
I
checked his
remember-
chest for extra nipples? Because
I remember asking him about, are you sure that you want to go watch Rockstead? Are you sure? You know, and he was like obsessed with the art. And I know that he had a
Dude.
tennis thing. So
Dude, I was such a big Rockstead fan back in the 80s, so yes, 100%. You're correct. I would have done the same thing.
Okay, but as the referee, I'm going to step in and I'm going to give you another question.
Yeah.
Because I think that one was way too easy for you, although I loved it.
So, are you
Okay.
telling me
Yeah,
this doesn't count, even though it was such a delightful question?
No.
It's a good fact.
Fine.
Good fact.
Fine, I'm scratching it off. Sorry, Jay. My bad.
I think it's only fair if you ask Paul a Fuzigish question that we ask Jay a Slashdogs question.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, Jay, what was the first Slashdog album called?
Was it with the Gary Two Teeth and the 5 Dog Slashdog? No, it was it could have been called just Slashdog. This is multiple choice by any chance. Was it Gary Two Teeth and the Slashdogs originally?
No.
Gary.
That was the name of the band, but we never released anything with that name.
Yeah. So,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure his answer. I'm not sure.
Paul, give him a clue. Give him some choices.
okay. So the first one, 7 planes and 2 blondes. Question number B. Okay.
Yeah.
7 planes and 2 pigs.
Yeah.
Number C, greatest hits. And number D, Monopoly.
What?
Were you in this band, Paul? This band just
None of
it's definitely what is C again? C was
the greatest hits.
the name of our first album.
greatest hits. Sounds
I
good
don't
to
know.
me.
So
None
Paul
of those
can
are fucking right. bro.
not. I thought it.
Greatest hits. And I think that's a great name for your first album.
Okay, so according to my research, it was greatest hits. Maybe that was wrong. So
No. It's
What
called
was it?
Spilt Blood Calls for Vengeance was the name of the first album.
oh
was my
really? Well,
Yeah. And there was an EP that came before that called Even Preachers Wear Black.
okay.
Did they release a Gary Two Teeth and the Slashdogs album ever or not?
No.
Okay.
And
No.
did you guys release a greatest hits? No.
No.
Oh,
That would have been a
Interesting.
great name for a first album, by the way. Like,
Where-
it would have been a great answer too.
Right?
Yeah.
7
You should have,
planes and what?
Released the
no,
album.
I was put on the spot, bro. I had to-
Give him another one. Give him another one.
Yeah, guys, I'm just gonna intervene here because the scores I've just tallied is 120 each. So whoever gets the next question, I think, is going to be the winner. Paul, what have you got on your side? Because honestly, it's
okay.
it's head to head right now.
Let me
And we've got a really gay, and I'm saying that in the nicest, like non-homophobic way, question that's going to break this tie.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that's all for today's Ultimate SA Rock Quiz. Okay, we want to thank both of you, but we need to settle this controversial point first. So Leon said both of you got 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay, you guys are. So
Head to head, baby.
yeah. So this is how it's going to work. Okay. First person to shout out the answer will get it. Okay. I'm not going to play any background noise just to make sure that I can hear you guys clearly. Leon is going to ask the question and then first one to shout it out. Okay.
In
Oh.
62.
Okay, okay, guys, are you ready? It's going to be a quick one. Shout out and answer. Which South African rock band features the name of a famous antelope? The most famous antelope in South Africa.
Springbok Nude Girls.
There we go. Paul.
I was thinking like Rafaho or something.
Yeah. I'm like, could you sport fucking?
I'm sure you guys were thinking quite hard there. Well, thank you.
Guys, you were both winners. What great stories, what great answers, what a great freaking quiz. Thank you.
So
Yes.
much fun.
Thank
So
you.
much
Thank
fun.
you. It was so cool.
So much
Thank-
fun.
Thank you very much. And that's all for today's Ultimate SA Rock Quiz. Big up. Thank you, Paul and Jay, for
Thank
being
you,
sport.
guys.
And thank you for joining us, for rocking out with us. Whether you ace it or just enjoy the ride, we hope you're inspired to crank up some SA Rock classics. Got a favorite band or moment we didn't cover? Let us know. Maybe you'll stump us next time. Until then, keep the volume up and the spirit loud. Catch you on the flip side.